Hey folks, I'm Latif, the editor and producer of BevNet's Taste Radio podcast, and you're tuning to the latest episode of Taste Radio's Elevator Talk, the series that showcases early stage and disruptive brands from across the food and beverage industry. Today's episode will focus on 5 food brands whose entrepreneurs will have an opportunity to hear feedback and advice from our co-host for this episode. That's Amrit Richmond, who is the founder of Indie CPG and Supermercado. Amrit, so great to see you again.
You too.
Amrit, we have a lot of amazing brands. I'm so excited. My mouth is watering. Let's get to our first entrepreneur of the show. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, that person is Ethan Shapiro. He's the founder and CEO of Big Mama's Backyard Garden. Ethan, great to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing great. We saw each other in Miami. Thanks for coming down to our neck of the woods and sort of introducing a bunch of CPG founders to each other and letting us network for a little bit.
Yeah, the Taste Radio Miami meetup. I would say it was a big success. I loved being there. We were supposed to be 2 hours, ended up being 3 hours because everyone was just so excited to see each other and meet each other. And I'm so happy that I had an opportunity to meet you, Ethan. For folks who are not familiar with your brand, please tell us all about Big Mama's.
Sure. So the story goes, for 40 plus years, my mother's been making a salad dressing with fresh ingredients from her Miami, Florida backyard garden. And friends and family who would try it would say, "This is excellent, you should sell it." But my mom was kind of in the textile business and she wasn't about to start a new salad dressing business. So fast forward to 2021, where we made a big batch for our family, and I just posted a photo of it online. So many of my friends and family, they wanted to try it. So I said to my mom, let me see what I can do. I found a bottle, designed a label, built a website, and before you know it, we had sold a couple hundred bottles to friends and family. And it was around the summer of 2022 where I decided, this thing might actually have a chance. And I left my corporate job and I put my full efforts behind getting us licensed as a wholesale manufacturer in the state of Florida. So we were able to do that in October of 22, and we were off and running from there. Today, we're the #1 selling salad dressing at Milam's Markets, a 6-location supermarket here in South Florida. We've sold over 12,000 bottles and shipped it to every state, including Hawaii and Alaska. We're up to 18 locations that carry our dressing in retail, and we just added another 2 locations that carry us in food service. We're capable of producing around 25,000 bottles a year. Our dressing is vegan, gluten-free. There's no dairy, no artificial ingredients or preservatives, and it's just 80 calories per serving. Our not-so-secret ingredient is something we grow. We put it on every bottle, so it's not so secret. It's called a calamundan. I'll hold it close so everyone can see it. And it tastes like a cross between a lime and a tangerine. It grows really well down here in Miami, but it's native to Southeast Asia. In the Philippines, they call it calamansi, and it's one of their most popular fruits that they grow. In January, the Food Network identified calamundan as one of the biggest food trends of 2025. So here we are, we're making a salad dressing. We just so happen to make a dressing using a really hot ingredient. So calamundan is unique because the fruit is tart, but the peel is sweet. So we use both. It gives it kind of like a sweet and sour flavor. And the tree is unique because it's an ever-bearing tree. And what does that mean? It means that as fruit are ripening, it's already blooming for the next crop, which is excellent for a business, because you're constantly getting fruit. So we sell our dressing in a 12-ounce retail bottle. That's what it looks like. All right. And then we also do a 1-gallon food service, and this is heavy. Nice big gallon of dressing. Our retail bottles, they sell for about $7.49. And along with some of your upcoming guests, we just exhibited at the Winter Fancy Food Show in Las Vegas, which was awesome. We've expanded to 2 more supermarkets and 2 more restaurants as a result of the show. We're working on some stuff for the future. We're trying out our dressing with an avocado oil and maybe 1 or 2 additional flavors. And that's our story.
That's an excellent story, and you told it so well, Ethan. Thank you so much. As I mentioned, my mouth is watering. I saw that gallon of Big Mama's, and I wanted to pour myself a cup and drink it. Maybe I'm a weirdo, but I feel like it's that delicious. Amrit, it's hard, I think, to find a good salad dressing and one that really fits the bill, so to speak. I think from what you heard, you probably in the same boat as me. Yes.
Yes, and salads have been trending a lot, or just like I call it salad accessories or jewelry for your salad. Um, so I think with the push back to work, lots of us are thinking, well, shoot, I have to pack a lunch now, and salads are so easy because they don't have to be heated up. So maybe there's an opportunity there to have packets of it or getting into a distributor that services offices just to have it there as a healthy option. Also, people get a lot of grab and go salads when they're around offices, like a sweet green or a just salad. So I'm excited about that trend picking up. I'm intrigued by your food service bucket because I could see that being great for food trucks and places that just don't have the capacity to make their own
You
dressing.
know,
But
we've found a little bit of success in the food service area because there's some really good restaurants out there that, they're sick and tired of the stuff that they get from the distributors
yeah,
because it's not really good for you. It doesn't taste that great, and they don't want to have to spend labor to make a good quality
right.
product. So we've kind of researched the market where an upper end salad dressing should fit price wise, and kind of that's how we arrived at our price for our 1 gallon format.
Mhm.
And it's great. After the show, we expanded to a restaurant in Wyoming, in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming, not near any big cities. And we shipped them a gallon for their first order. And the gentleman called me back 2 weeks ago saying, my customers love it so much, I need 2 gallons. So we're seeing a lot of growth from people who love it so much that they're just ordering more and they're expanding their use.
Mhm. And Ray knows that Calamansi sodas like Senzo and lots of other New South Asian owned brands have been trending the last few years. So anywhere where those are sold on the menu could be a great fit for your dressing too.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Ethan, I'm looking at your package and I feel like, as Amrit alluded to, there are a lot of people who want to buy fresh and eat fresh, especially for their lunches. And I'm wondering if you've had any success or tried to get into that produce aisle
Mm.
where lettuce, vegetables, all kinds of fresh produce is sold, because I feel like it's a no-brainer. Especially, there's just something about your package that looks like it should be refrigerated, even though I know you're shelf stable.
Mm.
So it's great that you bring it up. In Milam's Markets, our top performing supermarket, we're actually in the produce section. Um, and a lot of people associate produce, refrigerated dressings with, shorter shelf life, better quality ingredients. And we've really benefited from that as we do our taste tests and sample events. That's some of the feedback that we get. This tastes like it's like just made 2 days ago. And that's kind of what my mom really was going for all those years ago. She really couldn't stand all the chemicals and bland dressings you find on the aisle for, like $1.99. And she knew she could do something a little bit better going to her backyard garden. So that's what she did. A funny story, as we started to kind of make this a business, I would have to watch my mom to kind of see, exactly what her recipe was. And we finally agreed on a recipe. So we were making it for the first official time. And I'm seeing her put a little bit more salt and a little bit more garlic. And I'm like, Mom, you can't do that. It's not like, picking from whatever. You got to stick to a recipe. So she agreed. The recipe is great. She's not going to kind of vary from the production and the agreed to ingredients. So yeah, it's been a fun experience.
I can only imagine what it's like.
Are you selling on Fair already?
So we're on Fair. We haven't got a lot of traction, I would say. I mean, we only have one SKU on Fair. We might want to think about adding our 1 gallon SKU there as
Mhm.
well. We're on Amazon Prime. That's gotten a little bit of traction. We're on a couple of different areas. There's a great new website we're part of called foodsocial.io.
Okay.
It's where a lot of recipe creators go share really great recipes, and they have some tie-ins where you can list your brand alongside recipes that use it.
Mm.
So stuff like that.
Okay. I was asking about Fair for the 1 gallon, especially because a lot of restaurants that have a shop in their store are sourcing on there for your normal size bottles, but might see it for food service just as an extra channel. And sometimes they like to sell a full size of what's on the menu. So maybe there's a tie-in.
It's a great tip. I love that. We need to add it like ASAP.
I told you, Amrit's got great advice and feedback. One thing, we've got about 45 seconds left. One thing I want to ask about is the label, Ethan. Um, Talk about the origins of that label and whether you're thinking about doing any kind of refresh soon.
So the label came, I will know 30 seconds to tell the story, but when we originally started, I had a photo of my mom from her 20s that a ex-boyfriend gave to her, and it was kind of just not really, didn't evoke an emotion of Big Mama, right? And then a friend of mine actually who's an artist drew the illustration that we have now for our logo, and it kind of blossomed from there. A lot of people really get blown away by farmers markets and sample events when they see the woman on the bottle is right there in person. So it's a really great. I think we've got a good brand story right now. As we evolve with different products, we'll have to tweak things and kind of keep our values and keep what makes us special sort of evident on the label.
Yeah, it's great seeing your mama on there. I wouldn't necessarily call her big. I don't know how she feels about that, but
She loves it. It's an endearing.
Okay, good. All right. Ethan, so good speaking with you once again. Good luck with everything going forward. Please stay in touch. We really want to help in any way we can. We'll be back in Miami as soon as we can be, but if you find your way up here in the Northeast, please stop by. We'd love to see you.
You got it. Take care, guys.